body of 26-year-old Sequoia Cotton was found on Christmas Eve in the South Yadkin River in Iredell County. She'd been missing for 2 days.
Okay, we just survived the holidays. And I need to talk to y'all about a Christmas tragedy that's gonna have you questioning everything. It's the middle of the Christmas season. You know that time when everyone's rushing around doing last-minute shopping, trying to get those perfect gifts? That's exactly what 26-year-old Sequoia Cotton was doing. Being a good friend, spreading holiday cheer, checking off her Christmas list. Just hours before families would gather around their trees, Sequoia would be found dead in her car at the bottom of a river. Now, if this was just a tragic accident, that would be devastating enough. But here's where it gets infuriating. First responders were called to that exact location while she was still there. They showed up, flew their fancy drones around, looked at a bridge railing that was literally missing and said, "Meh, don't see anything in the water. Let's bounce." Meanwhile, this woman is literally underwater in her car, and they just left. By the time her own family found her, regular people with no training, no equipment, it was Christmas Eve. And let me tell you, what happened in those critical hours? That's the part that's gonna make your blood boil. Because Sequoia Cotton's death wasn't just a tragedy, it was preventable. And somebody needs to answer for that. Before we get into what went wrong, you need to know who Sequoia was. Sequoia Shaman Cotton, her family called her Poodie, was 26 years old, big smile, bubbly personality, the type of person who never met a stranger, you know. She graduated from Statesville High School back in 2014 and worked at Outback Steakhouse. And y'all, she was a gamer. Video games, board games, she loved it all. She also did fire dancing. Yes, fire dancing.
Yeah! Bump, 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 yeah! Bump.
Because apparently, being a regular fun person wasn't enough. She had to be cool too. But here's what really gets me. Sequoia had already lost her dad. Bobby Alfonso Cotton had passed away before this happened. So her mom, Celeste, had already buried her husband. Keep that in your mind as this story unfolds because that context matters. Moments before Christmas, Sequoia's out here doing what we all do during the holidays, picking up gifts for the people she loves. She stops by a friend's house in Iredell County around 6 p.m. to grab some Christmas presents. Simple, innocent, the kind of thing any of us would do. Her sister Camille was supposed to meet up with her later that night.
We had made plans to go and hang out when I got off work.
They had plans. You know, sister stuff. Hanging out, probably talking about family drama, maybe hitting up that Christmas bar crawl everyone was going to. But Sequoia never showed up.
It's just not like her not to talk to nobody, you know, in that kind of period of time. So we waited, we still was looking.
And for someone who was always in contact, always on her phone, radio silence, phone going straight to voicemail, completely out of character for Sequoia. She maintained regular contact with her loved ones and would typically notify them of any change in plans. So, right there, that's your first red flag. Because we all have that one person in our lives who's glued to their phone, right? The second they go ghost, you know something's wrong. Now here's where this story takes a turn that's gonna make you want to flip a table. December 22nd, same night, Sequoia's picking up those Christmas gifts around 3:10 in the afternoon, so before she even got to her friend's house. Someone calls 911 about a damaged bridge railing on Garden Valley Road. A bridge railing, damaged, near the South Yadkin River. North Carolina Highway Patrol shows up. North Iredell Rescue Squad shows up. They got drones. the fancy equipment we taxpayers paid for. They fly these drones around, survey the area, and then they leave. The official statement from North Carolina Highway Patrol later explained their decision. Due to water temperature, water depth, risk to first responders, an inability to pinpoint an exact search location, they determined it was not safe to conduct a water search at that time. Okay, so let me get this straight. There's a missing piece of bridge railing, like, where did it go on vacation? And nobody thought, maybe we should check if someone drove into the water. They had drones in the air, and y'all? I've seen Ring doorbell cameras with better investigative instincts than this. Later that evening, around 6 p.m., Sequoia leaves her friend's house with those Christmas gifts. She's driving her 1999 Oldsmobile 88. And somewhere between her friend's place and home, her car goes off Garden Valley Road. She hits that bridge railing, the same one first responders were just at. Her car flips, and she goes into the South Yadkin River. Now, investigators later said excessive speed was probably a factor. She wasn't wearing her seatbelt. But here's the thing. We'll never know for sure what happened in those moments, will we? What we do know is this. Her car was underwater. And earlier that same day, first responders were standing right there and decided it wasn't worth checking. December 23rd, the day before Christmas Eve. Sequoia still hasn't come home. Her phone's still off. And now her family is panicking. They file a missing person report with Statesville police. They're calling everyone, checking everywhere, doing what families do when someone they love vanishes into thin air during the holidays. Meanwhile, guess what? Nobody connected the dots. The missing person report? The damaged bridge railing? Same location? Nope. Apparently, that's asking too much. To be fair, the North Iredell Rescue Squad reportedly did not have access to information about the missing person case when they responded to the bridge on December 22nd. Communication between agencies appears to have been a significant factor in the delayed response. Right? Because why would we want different emergency services to, talk to each other? That would be too efficient. Can't have that. So December 24th rolls around, Christmas Eve. And Sequoia's family? They're not sitting around waiting for someone else to do their job. They go to that bridge themselves. And you know what they found within minutes? Sequoia's favorite stuffed animal. Floating in the water.
Out there, we looked, that's her stuffed animal squid, and they saw the glare down at the other side of the river.
A stuffed animal named Squid. Because of course she had a stuffed animal. She was 26 and adorable and probably slept with it every night. They see that stuffed animal, they see the glare of her car in the water, and they call 911. Now first responders come back. Now they decide to search the water. And they pull out Sequoia's car with her body still inside on Christmas Eve. While other families were wrapping last-minute presents and setting out cookies for Santa, Sequoia's mom, Celeste, said something that's gonna stick with me forever.
But it did their job, we wouldn't have been probably so frantic. Now, I'm not really saying I don't know if she would have made it or not, but at least we'd have had that off her.
She said, if they would have done their job, we wouldn't have been so frantic. I don't know if she would have made it or not, but at least we would have had that off of us. Read that again. I don't know if she would have made it or not, because that's the question nobody can answer now. Nobody will ever be able to answer. Did Sequoia die on impact? Or was she alive in that car, trapped underwater? While first responders were up on that bridge saying, nah, we're good. Water temperature in North Carolina in late December is typically between 40-50 degrees Fahrenheit. According to cold water survival data, a person immersed in near-freezing water can develop symptoms of mild hypothermia in under 2 minutes. Loss of consciousness can occur within 15 minutes, with expected survival time ranging from 15 to 45 minutes. So if, and this is a big if Sequoia survived that initial crash, she had maybe 15 to 45 minutes. Maybe. And first responders were there that same day and didn't check. Now, I'm not saying this job is easy. I'm not saying water rescue isn't dangerous. It is. But isn't that why we train people? Isn't that why these departments have specialized equipment? If you can't search the water yourself, fine. Call someone who can. Mark it for immediate follow-up. Put out an alert. Do something besides shrugging and going home. And here's the part that's gonna make some people uncomfortable. But it needs to be said. Would the response have been different if this was a different neighborhood? A different victim? I'm just asking the question everybody's thinking. There are legitimate questions about resource allocation, interagency communication, and emergency response protocols that this case raises. These are systemic issues that deserve examination without diminishing the complexity of first responder work. Sequoia Cotton was 26 years old. She had her whole life ahead of her. Christmas was her thing. She loved the holidays, loved giving gifts, loved making people happy. She left behind her mother, Celeste, her grandmother Mary, her brother Zach, her sisters Camille, Ebony, Talia, and Becky. She left behind nieces and nephews who grow up without their aunt. She left behind her dog Vicious and her best friends Olivia and Rosetta. Her memorial service was held on January 7th, 2023. 2 weeks after Christmas, 2 weeks after the holiday she loved became the day her family's world fell apart. And the question that haunts this case, the question nobody can answer, is simple. Could she have been saved? We'll never know. And that's what makes this unbearable. Look, I don't have the answers here. I don't know if different protocols would have changed anything. But what I do know is this. Sequoia Cotton deserved better. Her family deserved better. And the next person who crashes into a river deserves better too. Because this cannot be the standard. Damaged bridge railing plus missing person should equal immediate comprehensive search. Every single time. No exceptions. Rest in peace, Sequoia. Your family fought for you when the system didn't. And that says everything we need to know about who you were and who loved you.